Hey YouTube, Scott Dunnage Garage, how you doing today? Welcome to day 13 of the Alaska adventure. And a new day brings new adventures. And this adventure is Tuktoyaktuk, Canada. Let's go. We have officially made the turn off the Alaska Highway, and we are on our way up to Tuk. I guess we are officially on the top of the world highway on our way to Canada to head to Tuk. So I'm kind of looking at my mapping as we're driving along, and I just noticed this. We have 3 hours and 14 minutes till we get to our destination, and we're only going 98 miles. That's not a good sign for what this road's gonna be. We are at the Davis Dome Wayside, right on the Alaska border. Right up there is Canada. Well, Alaska, it has been a pleasure. I think we're gonna go through customs and try to find some cell service, call the wife, and continue on our way up north. We made it to the border just as they were closing. Graciously, they let us through. We drove a little bit further and found this amazing spot to camp. This place was absolutely beautiful. I am finding out that while this packed better, I'm not real happy with it. I'm gonna have to find a new place for this stove because I'm starting to use it a lot more, and digging stuff out to get to it just isn't working. For dinner tonight, we are having the Mamoo's Camp Kitchen King Ranch Chicken. Got 10 minutes till that's ready. I even splurged and went and bought a long-handled spoon so I can eat it tonight. This ain't gonna work for me. These freeze-dried meals have some real benefits, and the benefits aren't what I was expecting. One, only needing to boil water means my only dish was my spoon. While the meal was setting and simmering, I was able to put away my cook stove and get everything cleaned up and put away, so all I had to worry about after dinner was throwing away the bag and cleaning my spoon. Furthermore, it was easy to pack. You just throw the bag in the Jeep. You didn't have to worry about the refrigerator or ice. Mamoo's Camp Kitchen for the win. All right, for the rest of the evening, I need to get the camper ready for bed. I also need to transfer some files from the SD cards to the computer and start a rough edit. Tomorrow, we have a 60-mile drive to Dawson, and then we're pointing the Jeeps north to greater adventures. See you in the morning. Good morning, welcome to day 14. Alaska's in our rearview mirror and our windshield's pointed toward Dawson. Let's get to the driving. So we made it to Dawson City. It's not quite what I expected. Talk about blink and you'll miss it. After an amazing ferry ride, we have made it to Dawson City. Let's go check out the visitor center. Dawson City was founded in 1897 and was the Yukon's capital until 1952 when it was moved to Whitehorse. Per the 2021 census, Dawson City had a population of 1,577 people, making it the second largest municipality in the Yukon. However, in 1898, the gold rush transformed this First Nations camp into a booming city with a population between 16,000 and 17,000 people by 1898. Fun little visitor center. Now we're gonna head downtown. Don't laugh at me. I'm over 125 years old. I'm rusty and crude looking, but during the time of the gold rush, the builders didn't have a world of choices to use for materials, so they used flattened oil barrels for siding. And here I am, the wall. We just left Dawson, and per the visitor center, the ferries are running, the road is open, the Dempster is a go. 36 kilometers, and we will be turning on to it. So once we make the turn, my understanding is we'll be losing cell service, and then there is nothing until we get up there and back. Now it's a 14-hour drive. If you pushed hard, I think you could do it in a day. We're not pushing hard. We're gonna get as far as we can, stop, camp, enjoy it, and then finish the way up tomorrow. So we just passed a sign that said, "No emergency medical services on this highway. Drive with care." No cell service, no emergency service. I think we're on our own. 735 kilometers to Nunavik, 880 kilometers to the Arctic Ocean. Our next services are 370 kilometers, 519 kilometers till empty. I think we're good. This is the Tombstone Visitor Center. It's located about an hour to an hour and a half north of the turn onto the Dempster. This offered us an opportunity to go for a short hike, stretch our legs, and enjoy some amazing art. In an upcoming video, this is also the home of where we had a major breakdown and an epic trailer repair. So be sure to subscribe and watch for it. Now let's get back to the trail. Path turned into a lot less of a path. Check out this view. roads on the first part of the Dempster were really nice. Yeah, they're getting rougher as we get further in. So I'm getting a chuckle out of these signs up here. They say max speed is 50 kilometers an hour when you're passing road equipment. I'm doing 35 kilometers an hour, and I think I'm going too fast for the road. Good. I can't imagine doing 50. All right, just an update. We have 184 kilometers to the first ferry and 198 kilometers till we're out of gas. All right, so we're in Eagle Plains to get gas, and they are out of gas. So we could dip into our reserves and get us the rest of the way up to Inuvik, or we can wait for gas, which is supposed to be here anytime now. In fact, the customer that just pulled in behind us said they passed the truck not too long ago. So we're just gonna park here for a little bit. So here's a nice sight to see up here. 2 big tankers full of gas. Well, that was a longer delay than anticipated. It is now 10:06 at night. We had to wait a half an hour for the gas truck to get here, then almost an hour and a half to 2 hours for them to unload it so we could get gas. We were hoping to get a lot further down the road. Unfortunately, we're not going to get as far. But that's okay. We got nothing but time. We're going to end this video here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You have yourself a blessed day. And remember, life's an adventure. Go live it. See you in the next video.